Another early summer day here at Thunder Ridge Homestead. Our homestead is based on what we call a grass model. We like to have grass-fed meat to eat, and the grass and the way the sun and the plants collect the energy from the sun is what gives our animals a lot of their feed and a lot of their energy, and actually develops the meat at the least amount of cost. You don't hear a lot about that when watching some of these small homestead videos, but it's something that I've been working on for a lot of years in a lot of ways, and trying to learn as much as possible about grass and forage. This pasture here we have been working on for, this is the third year, actually the second full summer. When we moved in here, I'll have to show you some pictures. I'll put them in, and I'll show you what the grass in this field looked like originally. We had a lot of dockweed. We had a lot of common nettle, which is not the same as stinging nettle. Just lots and lots of different weeds, noxious weeds, cockleburs, pokeberries, just lots and lots of weeds. My husband has been mowing, and we've been improving this pasture for, like I said, these 2 summers. And the reason we had this improved pasture is because of our animals. Now, this is kind of a little messy area over here still, but you can see we've got our turkeys back here, and we've got our meaty chickens. I've got 4 of those left right now. We had 16 to start with, and then of course we've got our Katahdin sheep. And all of these animals, this pasture is the basis of their nutritious diet. When I let them out first thing in the morning, especially when it's hot, I don't feed grain right off the bat. They go out here and they start hunting their food. When you're discussing forage plants, they come in all different shapes and sizes. Some of the ones that people refer to as, quote, weeds are great forage plants. This is mainly called lamb's quarter. It's edible by humans, but it's also a really good forage for animals like sheep, and the chickens and the turkey will all eat this. I think a lot of people understand what good forage means to livestock like sheep. Good forage like this is a mixed pasture. We got a lot of white clover on here, which is real high in protein. It's a real good sheep forage. This pasture, I'm going to kind of get a little close up of the grass if I can, a little bit more closer. There is some in this area. This area was just mud for a long time, so we've got some little wild grasses and some weeds like shepherd's purse and some dandelion and such like that. The outer pasture, we've got a lot more like orchard grass, ryegrass. I've planted some timothy out there in the past, and it's my plan to plant some crabgrass. And I know that sounds really weird, but crabgrass is a wonderful forage plant for the animals that I raise, which is sheep and chickens and turkeys. And it's a hot season grass that starts growing when it's 80 degrees. So when things like the orchard grass and Kentucky bluegrass and clover and things like that start to die back, the crabgrass kicks in, and it keeps them from eating up the roots of the cool season grasses. So that's pretty obvious. I just want to say too, trying to get a picture of these turkeys and animals foraging is not easy. They're cleaning up now where the sheep had a little grain this morning. But they're like trying to take a picture of little kids. Every time you sit down in here to take a picture, they all end up on my lap. So it's kind of hard to take a good photo of them all eating the grasses and stuff. But you can watch them out here. They're doing a good thing that is a very valuable tool on the farm, and that's cleaning up any waste grain. Waste grain would normally promote rats, so you don't want that to happen. And this is probably also a good picture of Turkey Girl and the meaties that I've got as compared to the Bourbon Reds, just their body style. So, and these Bourbon Reds are about 3.5 months old now, I think. So I'm going to try to get some more good pictures for you. So. Okay, now the turkeys are starting to oblige me a little bit and quit looking at me and start doing what they do. I have to waited for quite a while before they would start doing this, but as you watch them going along here, what they're eating grass. They're eating clover. They're eating bugs that they find. And what that means to me as a homesteader, not only are they converting sun energy into meat directly just by eating that grass, they're also saving me a bundle of money. They're hunting in the grass for little goodies. They're eating the clover. They're eating the weeds. They're turning sun energy directly from grass into meat. They're getting vitamin A, trace minerals that turkeys and pens would never get. And this is why putting good forage in a pasture is extremely important. And also making sure that the forage that you have is the forage that you need for what you want to raise. Like I said, I raise primarily poultry and sheep, so I need a forage like this white clover that they're eating this morning that will stay fairly short, that will stay pretty protein rich. Another thing to take notice of when we're talking about foraging animals, and that is you can forage your animals in a movable run or electric pens or a lot of other ways, not just free ranging. Free ranging comes with a lot of dangers. I want you to watch Turkey Girl walking a little bit here. And see how she's got a distinct limp? She escaped last year a coyote attack that took 2 of her companions. And she had a leg injury that's going to last her forever. We're right near a big town here, but we have Swanson hawks, we have red-tailed hawks, we have great horned owls and other owls at night. We have coyotes, and we have foxes, we have raccoons, we have possums, and all of these things you have to be able to protect your animals from. We do have a good guard dog that keeps a little bit of the predators away. He chases our coyotes, for example, and that helps a lot. But you have to be aware, like, I couldn't let these girls out for a long time, and I still have to watch them pretty close, because I had to wait until they were big enough that I didn't think a hawk would haul them off. Until then, we try to keep them in more protected runs where they're, you know, it's harder for a hawk to get to them. And like I said, I try to keep the other predators at bay, primarily by using my dog. Dogs are wonderful for that sort of thing. But I just want you to understand that, you know, everybody sees the idyllic scene of the animals foraging in a good pasture and, you know, free range. Well, they are free ranging if they're in a pen that moves daily, or even a pen that moves by every other day. As long as you're moving it to fresh grass when they need it, that's still free range. They're still having the advantage of the good grass that you're growing, the good clover and the weeds and the bugs and everything that's available, but you don't have the predator issues. So that's really what I would recommend for most people. It's kind of hard to have a setup where you don't have predators. And if you look at the turkeys now, they're all heading into the barn. They've seen something, or they think they see something. A little while ago, an airplane went over, and every one of them was looking up at the airplane trying to decide if it was a hawk or not a hawk. So that's another thing about these heritage birds. They're pretty smart. They keep track of what, you know, what they could have eaten them. So I just wanted to teach you a little bit more, if I can, about the grasses. Obviously, if you have cattle or pigs or goats, each animal has plants that they respond to best. Plants that provide what they really need and good nutrition. And if those are the things you're striving for, that's what your pasture needs to reflect. You need to really work on it. Most people that are very successful farmers, grass farmers, and farmers back in the day, they took care of the livestock, but mostly they take care of the soil. They take care of that grass. It's a big deal.